Growing up, society taught you to follow the script by choosing a career path and climbing the ladder. But for many people, this promise falls flat. Work suffocates them and life becomes painful. Here, you're trapped in what I call the corporate cage. Fortunately, there's a way out. You can take control of your corporate job and unlock a life of freedom. I call this living uncaged. Hi, this is your host, Matt Doan. I'm a coach, creator, and entrepreneur. Uncaging people is my mission because it's been my exact life journey. This show provides you the stories, principles, and tactics to make it happen. Welcome to Uncage Yourself. Hey, my friends. So I'm recording this at the end of a very long week in entrepreneur land. I'll tell you, my whole world these days, day in, day out, is characterized by running experiments. If anything I can tell you after 8 months being out of corporate, this is what it's all about. Month by month, week by week, day by day, it's running different experiments, ideally aligned to a very good, compelling strategy. And you can't be afraid to change those strategies, but it's constantly running experiments, seeing what excites you, what energizes you, what sticks, what resonates with people. So here we are. That's what this whole week has been about. And I'm really excited with this latest experiment. I'm about to release this new program to the world where I'm putting everything else I've offered from one-on-one coaching and my cohort coaching over to the side. And I'm building a new signature group coaching program to deeply transform people's lives. I'll have another episode that's all about that, but I'm really excited about taking people from caged to uncaged and helping them deeply understand how to make that stick, stare down all the psychological blockers, the fears in their head, and actually reclaim time and energy from work. Design a life that excites them, that feels badass and legendary, and then also experiment with entrepreneurship. And that's the point of today, is I want to talk more about that entrepreneurship piece. And I want you to stare that down with me. And I'll lead with today, I want to talk about it in terms of your gifts. Take entrepreneurship aside. That's just the channel by which you could bring your gifts to the world. But you have gifts inside of you. If you think back to your childhood, start there. For me, it was being on the baseball diamond. I knew, and I still want to be, a Major League Baseball player. Just being out there amongst those people, strategizing, pushing yourself, building new skills, learning all the intricacies of the game. There was something about being out there and studying the game. Like, there was so much about my childhood that I can trace to adulthood that was informed by baseball. And I can draw all sorts of lessons out of that. But turn to yourself and you think about, from a gift standpoint, mine was baseball. And from your standpoint, what brought you energy? What brought you excitement? Whether it was in school, extracurriculars, just playing outside with friends. Maybe you loved reading and just books intoxicated you. And think about what excited you. What were your gifts? Things that just brought you such joy and excitement about the future. That's the first hint of our gifts. But then you fast forward and you think towards, getting into college and then getting into the workforce. The world asks you to plug into these default paths. Lawyer, accountant, consultant, technology professional, whatever it is, nurse. Like, there's these different paths. And it's like, pick one, pick the one that interests you most. And we start to feel constrained, but we have to pick something sensible that'll earn good money and a good living and is safe and predictable. I ended up down that path with management consulting. I'm sure you've ended up down that path, maybe one or more. And you know that feeling where you basically had to say goodbye, even if it was unknowingly, to the things that lit you up as a child. And then you had to pick sensible things. And now you're maybe 10, 20 years into a career and you ask yourself, well, what are my gifts? Well, if I ask people what their gifts are these days, say you're a 35 to 40-year-old badass professional, okay, what are your gifts? You might say like, oh, I'm a world-class accountant, digital marketing, or, whatever, some sort of technology transformation. I'm like, really? Are those your gifts? Or just those the things you're being asked to do in your day job? Let's pick this apart. Your gifts are inside of you. Those things that you just told me, like I'm great at marketing, I'm a great tax professional, I'm a great digital transformation person. What? No, those are not your gifts. That's very surface level. Go deeper. They're hiding right now. And you might see them come out with a little flicker of a flame every now and then. So take yourself to your work environment. Maybe it's through a presentation, or you're working on a report, or you're leading a team, and you feel alive for a split second, for maybe it's an hour, where you're presenting, you're creating a framework, you're brainstorming with others, you're dreaming up a new possibility, whatever it is, like you feel alive. That is your gift, the flame of your gift that's lying dormant, coming to life for that split second or those few minutes. Hey, Matt here. Just a quick break from our show. If you're picking up what I'm putting down on this episode, I want you to run on over to uncagedworkshop.com. There, you'll find something I'm really proud of. I put my heart and soul into a transformative masterclass, helping you go from caged to uncaged. I promise it'll shock you out of conformity and having you want so much more out of work and life. So head on over to uncagedworkshop.com and check it out. All right, back to the show. And you feel alive, you feel great during that time. But then you're asked to put those gifts back to sleep because you've got to go back to the normal routine. All the meetings, all the norms, doing shit that you hate. Frankly, just doing tasks that you weren't meant to do. Doing things that you're good at, you're competent at, but they're not your zone of genius. Your zone of genius is when you're using your gifts to their fullest extent and you feel alive and you're making an impact and you feel energized. Those are your gifts. Here's my thing. For you to not use those gifts would be a crying shame. Seriously, think about it like this. I love the quote from Les Brown, the motivational speaker. He said, regarding your gifts, "The graveyard is the richest place on earth because it is here that you will find all the hopes and dreams that were never fulfilled, the books that were never written, the songs that were never sung, the inventions that were never shared, the cures that were never discovered, all because someone was too afraid to take that first step, keep with the problem, or determined to carry out their dream." Les is saying we bring all our greatest gifts to the graveyard. They never see the light of day. What a damn shame. What a damn shame when you think about it that way. How horrible is it to think that people you've known have things locked inside of them? You have things locked inside of you that are not being used, not creating impact and differences in this world. And you're not, earning your value because of it either. So here's where I want to turn the corner and say how to unpack your gifts. And this is coming back to entrepreneurship. In the corporate world, you're rarely going to be able to use your gifts, maybe by happenstance or irregularly once a month, something like this. But entrepreneurship is your concentrated opportunity to use them on purpose with intention, right? And I get it. You've probably never considered entrepreneurship. You look at big tech companies or the Elon Musks of the world and be like, those are entrepreneurs. I don't have venture capital. I'm like, no. I'm not talking about that whatsoever. I want to open your mind to think about entrepreneurship as you just putting concentrated effort to bringing your gifts to the world in service of others that need help. You have problems you can solve, amazing knowledge and skills that you are not bringing out to the world. And yes, you can make good money from it too, by the way. But that's not the overarching point. The overarching point is getting into that experimental mindset where you say, entrepreneurship is for me. And I'm not saying go leave your day job. I want you to keep your day job, keep the stability of the 9 to 5, but I want you to tap into the prosperity, the upside of entrepreneurship. Yes, because the money's good. That's an important diversification for earning income for you and your family. And it's because you can go make a difference and feel alive. So if you want income, you want impact, and you want to feel alive, boom, entrepreneurship is your aim. And you have to start small. I've done episodes on side hustling before that really unpack the mechanics of doing this, but I want you to understand that entrepreneurship is where you go experiment with your gifts, right? This is how you bring them to life, to uncover them to see what you have to offer, to see what the world needs and how you can match up your gifts to what the world needs, and then learn to harness them, package them, and yes, sell them in service of others, in service of people that need help. That's how you need to look at it. People need your help. They're dying for your help right now. And you're just not giving yourself enough credit right now that you're able to do that because you're stuck in the corporate box, only doing the corporate thing. There's nothing wrong with the corporate thing. There's a lot of value there. And again, a ton of stability that a majority of those people should lean on for some amount of time. But entrepreneurship is where you discover yourself. You go beyond incremental growth and you think about 10x level growth. How do you unlock multiple income streams? How do you unlock your true purpose and excitement and joy and energy and service in this world? That's where you bring your gifts. I'll give you an example. I work with a lot of management consultants because I was one. So we have a lot of conversations. And I'll tell you, those people are some of the most powerful, well-skilled people I've ever met. They've got crazy strategic minds, execution skills. They think big picture. They think little picture. They know the details of how to work tools, how to understand human psychology. And yet they're asked day in and day out to do rinse and repeat work, the same stuff day after day after day. And it's a real shame that that's the only way they get to actually deploy their skills, their gifts. They could be maximized so much more if they learned how to harness, uncover, and package those and deliver them to the world. Small example there. You have your own gifts. I don't care whatever field you're in right now. Do not let that limit your understanding of your gifts. And you can bring those to an entirely different field. If you're in marketing right now, you don't need to use your marketing skills to go help more marketing people. No, you might have amazing, just general coaching skills or the ability to help heal people spiritually. That's something that lights you up on the side. You do it for yourself. Hell, you can go do that for other people. Your marketing job is just your day job. Think about splitting the two. They don't have to be one and the same, okay? So I really encourage you. There's a process to go and uncover, discover what your gifts are, of course. Be real and honest. Go layers deep to uncover what lights you up and what you're put on this earth to do. You owe it to yourself. You owe it to your family. There's tangible benefits, certainly like income, diversification of how you're earning. It's really important in a tumultuous economy like what we're facing right now. It's very good for your future where younger workforces aren't going to overtake you. You always become ever relevant, evergreen, because you're always using your gifts and people notice you for those things. And then there's the intangible benefits like feeling joy and energy and fulfilled to jump out of bed on a Monday morning, know you're in service of others. And when you make a difference in their lives, however you do that, they write notes back to you like I get sometimes, which is like, oh my gosh, Matt, you changed my life. I can't unsee what I've seen. I see the world so deeply and fully and magically now. I hear things like that. I'm like, wow, I was able to actually help someone get to that state and transform their lives for the better. That's powerful. So don't go to sleep on your gifts. Don't let them go to sleep. Bring them to the light. Wake them up, okay? Like Les Brown said, don't let your gifts go to the grave. Hear me now. Take this seriously. See what you're really capable of, the impact you can make. Frankly, the money you can make. There's nothing wrong with making a lot of money. You should want lots and lots of money because you can live well and do well through lots of money. Hell, I'm trying to make a lot of money so that I can live well and do well. Be the same. Don't let your gifts go to sleep. If you need help working through what those gifts are, harnessing them, putting them out to the world through entrepreneurship, happy to talk, go deeper, but start there, okay? Take your gifts seriously. All right, we'll chat soon.
Hey, Matt here. Thanks for listening to Uncage Yourself. For show notes and more content like this, head over to uncageyourself.fm. And if you liked what you heard, I'd appreciate you leaving a review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Until next time, be well, my friend.